Alright, hey guys, this is Kimberly. I'm doing a video by myself today because I wanted to share a little bit more about myself, give you guys like my testimony basically of just like how just I want to share how like all the stuff that God's done in my life and just how far He's brought me from like where I did start to now. So hopefully you guys can either relate or, that it, I guess, just shows you just that God is an awesome God and that He can do, it doesn't matter what situation it is or anything, but He can, make or do miracles and move in your life. So I didn't grow up in like a church home, like my parents didn't go to church. I grew up in a family where my parents were both, separated. So I had to go, house to house, weekends with my mom, weekdays with my dad. Sometimes I had to have a babysitter watch me. So basically not a stable home of like where, there's two parents in the home. It was never like that. And then, long story short, but so my babysitter was, a Christian, and I know she had been talking to both of my parents, just, inviting them to church. And then my dad he started to go to church first, and then he would take me to church with him, and then while this was happening, obviously my mom was still not serving God, and she had remarried, and she was with my stepdad, and it was very complicated because both of them weren't serving God, and then my stepdad was just abusive verbally, physically, and just he was addicted to a lot of stuff. And I'm sharing this because it is part of my testimony, because I had to live through this, and just how God took care of me even while my mom and my stepdad weren't saved. And then my dad was saved, but I was going house to house. So it came to the point where my mom didn't really want me to see that, so I would be mostly with my dad. And then he got married, and just things started to change. But obviously, like I said, long story short, God got a hold of my mom, and she ended up getting saved and going to church even while my stepdad wasn't serving God, was addicted to drugs and all this different stuff. And obviously I saw that, my sister saw that. But the reason why I like sharing this is because God can change anybody. It doesn't matter if they've been addicted to drugs, if they've been addicted to alcohol, anything. So God got a hold of my stepdad, and it's somebody that I've come close to, that I also call my dad. And God restored my mom and my stepdad's relationship, and it went from me hating him to like loving him, to the point where God did completely, like, people that knew him before did not believe how he is now. And I thank God for that, because he protected me and my sisters through all of that. We never got hurt or anything like that, and it's still till this day they are serving God and serving in church. But also just with me as I got older and stuff, obviously I feel like how do I say, like, I was going to church, and God got a hold of me. I got saved. I was like 12, I think, 12, 13. No, I was 12, and then I got baptized at 12 as well. And I was serving God, and then I ended up, we moved churches. We ended up going to the church, to the congregation where we are now. And just as I was growing up, I guess different stuff, like, the devil has a plan, and that's a plan to try to destroy your life and not have you live the life that God's called you. But we serve a greater God that does miracles. And as I was growing up, obviously, you know, I'd go to church, and then my parents put me in a private school church, so a Christian church. And it was really hard for me because I went from public school to private school, and it's completely different. But just wanted to share, like, after I graduated and stuff, you know, there was a lot of different things that the devil was lying to me about, like, just my worth, not feeling like I was worthy. And it's like, you know, God died for me. Like, I forgot all the stuff, you know, like, when, like, just all the stuff that God did for me, as I was getting older, I forgot because of either, like, hurts that I went through or stuff that I had inside that I wouldn't let go, and, like, believing the lies of, like, oh, you're not worth it, oh, you're not pretty enough, you're not enough, or, like, just different stuff like that. And I let all these just thoughts and, like, negative things get a hold of me, and let basically my mind, you know, letting my flesh, I guess, like, just take over, like, my mind and everything. And then I would go to church, but not, you know, mentally, like, not be, like, paying attention to the service or, like, what they were saying, just going because it was, like, kind of, like, I guess the routine of, like, oh, I'm just gonna go because you know, that's what I do. And then it was like that, I guess, for a while, where I just, you know, didn't feel like I was worth it or anything like that. But you know, as I got older, and I also, like, I ended up being very lenient, like how I used to be before, like, just doing things that I, like, you know not to do, or like, I would hang out with friends I shouldn't be hanging out with, or going out, like, places I shouldn't be going out with. And I would still be going to church, and, you know, I would be at church, but I wasn't really at church, you know, just doing my own thing and just kind of playing the part of, like, being a church kind of goer, I guess. But thank God that it didn't take me a long time to realize that, you know, I can't live my life without God. Like, I need God in my life. And basically, you know, I restored my relationship with God, and, you know, asked him for forgiveness, and he just, till this day, you know, continues to show me how much he loves me, even if I go through like, different trials and stuff in my life, you know, just with even being married. God's you know, he's always provided for us, even when there was times when we're like, how are we gonna put gas, how are we gonna eat, or something. Like, God has always provided for us. And I just wanted to share just a couple things. I know I was kind of going back and forth, but just, God loves you, and no matter what you're going through, it may seem impossible, it may seem like, okay, it worked for you, but it's not going to work for me, and that's a lie, because it will. And as long as you open your heart to it and you let God do a work in you, even till this day, like, you never stop learning. I'm still learning a lot of different things, and still trying to, you know, learn more about God and know more of his love, and, like, who he truly is, and just the power and the authority that he's given us to, you know, survive in this world, because you guys know it is crazy. And just like even through all the stuff that I've gone through, you know, I've seen my parents, like I said, split up. Then I've seen my mom just being hurt different times, or you know, having to go to house, like, all these different things, you know, through it all, like, no matter, even till this day, even if you, or like me, I don't understand why it happened, or why I went through that, or, you know, but I never, well, now that I'm older, you know, I obviously understand some stuff, but I never, or thank God, like, never something ever happened to me, you know, because he always took care of me, even before, like I said, even before my parents were saved. And yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit. I mean, that's me trying to make it smaller. I didn't want to take too long, but yeah, I just wanted to share how much God is faithful, and he keeps his promises, even if it seems impossible, or even if it seems like, you're getting attacked in different ways. If it's financially, God will provide. You just, you know, have to let him and show him and give him all you have. Worship even when it's hard, you know, pray. But I just wanted to share a little bit of my testimony, and if you guys have any questions or maybe something you guys would like us to pray about, you can put it in the comments below and we can pray for you. Or like I said, if you have any questions, we can try to answer it, or maybe if it's something we've gone through, we can tell you how we've, you know, kind of prayed through it and just what we did. But I hope you guys get something from this, and just how much God loves you, and yeah, don't forget it and don't give up.